Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, we're still at Long Beach, Washington, in Washington State. Long Beach, Washington, that makes sense. We're right on the beach, right on the ocean, and I have the Fimi X8 Mini. I promised you that I would try out some of the features of this drone, and rather than doing it someplace like I usually do at Heroes Park back home, etc. Hey, we're out at the beach. Let's do something out at the beach. Now, there's a feature that Fimi calls about 3 different names. In their advertising, they call it one-tap video. In the owner's manual, they call it one-click video. And in the app, they call it QuickShots. So whatever they call it, it is similar to DJI's QuickShots, where you just hit a button and the drone performs, there's 3 or 4 of them, a droney, a spiral, an orbit, etc. So anyway, we're just going to try all those out and just see how they work. Now, what I think happens is they will, it's under the video menu and instead of the intelligent flight modes menu. So I think what it does is it turns on video just for that whatever event it's doing, whether it's a spiral, droney, or whatever, and then shuts off video, I believe. So we're going to find out, because you have to go into the video menu to change it. So anyway, let's quit messing around. Let's get this Fimi X8 Mini up in the air, and we'll try it out. Hey, just wanted to add a couple more things. I'm looking at the Before You Fly app, and it says we're clear for takeoff. But I'll show you the screenshot. It shows that we are in the middle of the ocean. So evidently the tide comes in more, but anyway, I thought it was interesting. UAV forecast is telling us 9-mile-an-hour sustained, 17-mile-an-hour gusts, and that feels about right from the seat of the pants that I'm feeling right now. So this drone will fly in level 5 wind conditions, so we're good to go there. All right, this time I mean it. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, our return to home height is set at 30 meters. That's plenty for what we're doing. Looks like I just formatted the card, so we're good to go there. Looks like it's got enough satellites now. Interestingly enough, this battery is only showing 87% power, which is interesting because it is one of the standard batteries, and I thought I had it fully charged, but evidently not. Let's go check the camera and see where we're at here. And we're going to set the video quality. Well, no, hold it. We're going to go to medium, because it says in the intelligent flight modes, you have to have the video quality in medium. I forgot about that. 4K 30 frames per second, H.265 codec. We're good to go. Let's start recording. We'll go on a little flight before we try out those flight modes, and let's go ahead and take off on the app. And yeah, you can see it on the GoPro recording there. So let's go ahead and take off. And the drone, the wind pushed it back towards us here a little bit, and it goes up its usual. It's supposed to be 4.5 meters, but often I've seen it go 5 meters high. So I'm going to move it forward here just a little and bring it down so we can get a look at it with the camera. Bring it in front of the camera, directly in front of the camera. And wow, I'm looking, Sarah took off on me. Sarah was with me here today, but evidently she's going for a walk. I don't know where she went. I was busy messing around with the drone here. But anyway, let's do our usual droney here. So we're clear of people. So reverse and up now. And boy, this baby really takes off. Let me drop that gimbal down a little bit, and we are in full reverse. And you're gonna see, yeah, you can see me down there standing by the Tahoe on the beach, and then the surf. Well, this part of the beach, they let you drive your vehicle out here, and it's pretty hard packed sand, so we're pretty good to go there. We're at about 20 meters high, so fairly low. And look at this, we're out almost 300 meters, and we're just above the surf now. So that gives you a look at it. I'm seeing a little, just a little baby tiny bit of a crooked horizon, but not too bad. Let's yaw around here a little bit to give you a kind of look at our location. So you can see where we're at here. I'm facing due south now. So we'll go this way a little bit, and then we'll bring it back to us, and we'll try those. We'll try out those one shots. In fact, I'm gonna slow down here. I saw a little bit of gimbal movement there. It's fairly windy. So let's move it back to where it's facing towards us. And in fact, I'm going to see if I can change. Yeah, I changed the attitude indicator to the map, and of course, it's just showing water at this point. Oh boy! And when you saw when I clicked forward there, and there's some folks kind of in front of us here. When I clicked forward there, it dropped that gimbal. We had some gimbal movement there. And again, it's fairly windy. Okay, so I'm wondering how we position this to do these quick shots. I am not exactly sure. We'll see if we can kind of get in center of frame here, and I don't know. Okay, so I'm kind of in the center of frame. We're going to have to stop recording now, so stopping recording. And then we're going to go back into the camera menu, and you'll see that icon with, it looks like a little piece of a film strip that says QuickShots. That's what they call one-tap video or one-click video, etc. So the first one is soaring, and I believe that's a rocket. Let's go ahead and do the 100-meter version of it. Let's do the maximum, and please drag a rectangle around the shooting subject. So we're going to do that. Okay, so we're going to try that again. So I think it's got me there. So I think if I hit the go button, it should do it now. Yeah, it's counting down. 3, 2, 1. You see it. And in theory, it should do a rocket straight up. But it looks like it lost us immediately. Yeah, so it should go up 100 meters, but it did not. Yeah, and I've got no control over the gimbal. So whatever it's doing on its own here, but it did not track us there. Well, I'm going to stop it there. There's no point in letting it finish that. So let's bring it down and let's try that again. In fact, let's maybe we'll move it to the other side of us. Coming down, elevator coming down, and then I've got control of the gimbal again, so, and it's right over the top of us. Okay, we're going to drag a rectangle around. Maybe we should just do the whole car and everything, right? Let's give it a bigger target. What do you think? Let's try that. Okay, one more time here. 3, 2, 1, it's counting down. Yeah, I mean, what it's not doing is, I mean, it's going up, but yeah, there it lost it again, so we're going to stop that. Yeah, so we'll try something different here. That rocket just didn't seem to work very well. I'm not sure what was up with that, but pick that gimbal up. So we're kind of in the center. So we're going to pick something different this time. So let's go back in there. Let's try a droney this time, and let's see how it does. So, and we're going to go ahead. Let's just do a 60-meter droney. It's no point in getting too carried away. Okay, so we're selected. Let's click go. And let's see if it holds us in the center of frame. And it seems to be doing a better job this time. And boy, we're already down to 55% battery, so we're gonna have to hurry here. Yeah, no, it's doing just fine on this one. And we'll see if it returns to its starting point. Almost to its 50 meters here. Yeah, it's still, oh no, I guess I set it for 60 meters. Yeah, so it's returning. It completed and it's returning now. So it's coming back to us. Well, I guess I learned something there. We don't need to set them quite so far out there to do the demonstration. So that one went out there quite a ways. And it should be almost back to us. I like the ones where it does the little ring around it so you can see, you know, exactly where it's at. It still says returning, but it's almost, yeah, there it stopped. Okay, so we're good. Let's go then into the next one is orbit. So that should be fun. And I would think that the orbit is just the radius that you're already at, but let's go ahead, we're gonna find out here. 3, 2, 1. And remember, what I want to warn you about this drone is with any of these, yeah, and it seems to be doing that pretty good. I'm watching it, and I wonder if it'll just do one orbit and then come back. But yeah, it's got us. And even, let's see, as I get behind the vehicle here, yeah, it did lose us. So that was that's because it was kind of behind the vehicle. I mean, the vehicle blocked it. So I'm going to give it a pass on that one. But it's still doing a good job with the orbit. So I'm gonna call that a winner. I think if I'd have drawn a block around like the whole car, it probably would have been just fine. And it's almost back to its starting point, so we'll see how that does. Yeah, and it stopped there, so that's good. So yeah, all right. So that orbit was, I think, is probably one of the best ones yet. So let's go back in, and I guess there's just the 4. We got a spiral next. So on spiral, let's do a big one, 50 meters, and I'm going to draw the circle around the whole deal here, and see if it'll catch that. Okay, let's click go. And what it should do is should circle us and gain an altitude and at the same time. So in other words, create kind of a corkscrew movement. And it's doing it. Had some folks riding by on their bicycles. They saw what I was doing and they waved to me there. But yeah, it seems to be doing pretty good. And I notice it's, you know, it's fairly deliberate and it's fairly slow. So this one might take a while. But I'm definitely calling this successful. So it's raising an altitude and it's doing an orbit where it's moving away from us at the same time. So it's looking good. Ah, and there's Sarah. I see Sarah walking back to me here. So we may get her in the shot yet. I noticed our point of interest is getting smaller and smaller, so let's see if it can retain it the whole time. It may very well lose it as it gets high, so it's still got it though, so we're still good. Yeah, so the spiral is finished, and yeah, so it's interesting, after that spiral's done, it's not coming back to us. So let's drop the drone down here. It just stops way up there where it was at. So here's what I'm going to do is I want to start that rocket again, and let's see, maybe we can get a look at Sarah here. There she is. There's Sarah. Let's see if we can get her to wave. I'm turning around. I think she saw the drone there. Yeah, there she's waving. Yeah. Hey, Sarah. She doesn't want anything to do with that. Okay, let's bring it back and we'll do a we'll see. Well, let's try that rocket one more time here. And we're down to 33% battery, so we got to quit messing around. Oh boy, look at that. Holy cow, that gimbal's going nuts now. Well, I don't know what happened there. And now the gimbal's back, and now it's gone. Yeah, I don't know. The gimbal's going a little crazy here, folks. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to, well, I was going to try that rocket again, but, well, I don't know. The gimbal's kind of back. Okay, let's do it. Let's try rocket, or soaring as they call it here. So we're going to draw the square around us, and we got a big square going here. And let's see, I can't remember, what did I set for height? I don't want to go too high. We're going to set 30 meters. And we're going to click go. And let's see if it'll do it this time. And I don't know what happened with that gimbal earlier. It definitely, yeah, and it's wanting to land here. So, yeah, for some reason on that rocket, it just does not want to hold the spot. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and it should be returning here. Yeah, so as soon as this thing gets to its spot, I should be able to pick up that gimbal again. But it's, I guess if I hit the X, it would stop. But, and it says it's returned. Yeah, there it says it's returned. Okay, we're going to go back into that menu, and we are going to go to video, and we're going to start recording again. And I'm going to back this guy up and out. And then we're going to do a return to home because we are about out of battery. That should be far enough. So we're going to do return to home on the app. And let's see if we can get a precision landing. And it'll be coming back to us here. In fact, it already is. It's saying I want to go home. And let's see if it hits that landing pad. I've got the gimbal all the way down. Yeah, the only odd thing that we had there was that one minute where the gimbal went kind of nuts there. It was a little bit strange, but eventually it corrected itself. So I'm not going to let it land in the sand here. If it doesn't find the landing pad, we'll do say, yeah, now it says landing pad detected. So let's see if it can get over to it. It's trying. It's trying. Yeah, it's maybe. Yeah, there we go. It's moving over. Yeah, it's going to hit the pad. Look at this. Look at this, folks. Right there on the pad. I mean, it's on the corner of the pad, but it's definitely on the pad. Let me get everything shut down and we'll do a conclusion. Hey, okay, everybody. The Fimi X8 Mini, it did pretty good, I felt. We had one instance where the gimbal went kind of nuts there, and I wasn't recording at that point, but you'll see it on the screen recording, and I don't know what it was about, but I could watch it try and right itself, and finally it did. Finally it righted itself, and we were okay. Now, I don't know if that was because of wind out here or what, but for whatever reason, it did finally correct itself. So with regard to the one-tap videos, the one-click videos, or the QuickShot videos, depending on what you want to call them and depending on what Fimi calls them today, they worked pretty good. The only one that I was disappointed in was the rocket. It didn't hold us in the point of interest, and that's, you know, when it goes up, the gimbal needs to point down and keep you in the point of interest, and we tried it 3 times and couldn't get that to work. And I don't know why, because for all the other ones, for the Orbit, the Spiral, and the Droney, it seemed to work pretty good and kept us, you know, right in the middle. So anyway, that remains a mystery, but those are kind of handy. It's a quick way to get a shot. I know I use them all the time on my DJI drones, and so I'm sure I'll probably use them from time to time on this. Now, there are other intelligent flight modes within a separate menu on this drone, and we'll try those out another time, but I guess that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this flight out here on the beach in Long Beach, Washington. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, of course, we'll see you on the next one. The Fimi X8 Mini, it's an interesting little bird. Hey, okay, so Sarah and I just thought we'd add a little bonus footage to this video. So we're just gonna take a little walk along the beach and just show you some of the sights here. Let me turn the camera around so you can see where we're standing. Okay, let's walk out onto the surf. So one thing that's kind of interesting to me about the beach here is how shallow the surf is. And you know, you see these areas where there's, you know, just shallow water as it slowly drains out, and then patches like this of more beach. The sand's pretty hard, and you know, you can look here. You can drive on it, so and they allow you to do that. So it's kind of cool that you can park out here and then walk out onto the beach. So as you're, you know, walking over this, it's kind of squishy sand, but you don't really get wet. You know, as long as you step on the little high parts of it, you can avoid getting wet. So I'm just going to follow Sarah out here and see where she goes. Okay, here's the real surf right here. I don't have shoes on that I can get wet, so oh, Sarah found a dead crab. Look at that. So one of the things, well, Sarah, can you tell us, so you said there's some interesting things that kind of mystified you about the beach here that you thought was different?
There's not many seashells there's not many seashells that are on this beach. Like normal, you can't really see. I can't find anything. Can't find anything.
How about driftwood?
No driftwood so much. Few pieces, but not much.
Lots of kite flyers. I don't know if you can see that kite off in the distance here. Okay, that's about it for today's bonus content. Give you one last look at the ocean here. Thanks everybody. See you on the next one.